So Brown quickest, Mostert's gone second for Arise Racing, and then Jackson Evans, his teammate, third.
Sparks has gone off, wow.
Too hot for Brenton Grove into turn one. First time Grove Racing's. So that's from the side skirt, left-hand side of the car, so loaded up on the entry. It's 275 k's an hour on approach to turn one in a GT3 car. Remember, it was on the pathway, Formula 4. Porsches was
just as you were talking about him.
Speaking of, I was going to make the point that he doesn't do this full time. He runs the business, runs the race team, but
now this has been a trouble spot for this car. We know that. Sparks again flying. So it gets awkward across the curbing, out of our shot, and I reckon that's when it's then continued on into the grass.
Now, he's not the first person to do that in this session. I saw those Visit Victoria signs, the styrofoam signs, had already been pulverised once in the session. Constraints and a big slide for Peter Hackett, who's having all kinds of dramas down at the Southern Loop, and off in the gravel trap is another Pete. No, it's not. It's Paul Stokel. Is going to be able to continue on the session and will stay green. Wow, mid-corner. And Hackett, I think, was just perhaps caught out by Stokel's moment in front of him. I thought the tyre squeal was coming from Hollywood, not from Stokel.
Yeah.
Fans Audi. Whoa! Off! And that's car 8. So Elliott Chute spins as Talbot goes fastest at a 1:25.8 for Liam.
As he kept it off the wall, I think just.
That is a mighty lap from Liam Talbot, and this could have been a mighty crash from Elliott Chute, but the gravel trap on the exit of turn 12 has done its job. I don't think he hit anything to take their compulsory pit stop. And Batesy.
This would be a real good time to do a pit stop if you're in the lane.
Yeah, pit this lap.
Both the Ferraris are in, Stokel's going. So we've got an offset strategy here from those teams. You can see the lane.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No way. Can he get that out? That'll be safety car.
And little switcheroo for the Arise Racing Ferraris in pit stop battle. This is Tony Bates. Oh, wow.
Gee, it really fell off the lip there, didn't it? I don't quite...
A couple of wheels off on entry.
I wonder what's happened there, because that was out of control on the way in. The only thing I can kind of think maybe is, because it is a bit damp down there, has he got left side wheels on the curb?
The biggest mover through the field, Brenton Grove, from the back of the grid, and then this happened. And somehow skirts the edge of the gravel trap and gets away with it.
Yeah, a bit of an odd one. I don't know if they went tyres or not. Did anyone see that? But
Gracie back to third. It's Ferraris 1 and 2 now. Mostert and Evans, around goes Renee Gracie.
I was going to say, Jackson wasting no time. The Aston behind as well.
Drama's up ahead here too, is there? You can see, I think that might be Mark Sini, is it? I'm trying to pick the car there.
Yep, and Ben Sheets in the number 16A.
So Ferrari's all good. Renee goes into the corner, locks the rears, and the round that goes. Sometimes with the ABS settings, you can have it firing higher to the rear within the same setting. And into turn 2 there, you are hard on the ABS. And I feel like that's maybe what's happened. Just slightly colder tyre after that break. It's grabbed the rears and the round.
28 years of age from Invercargill. Brendan Leach, he's come back from international GT racing. A lot of time with the factory Lamborghini squad.
So easy to do. Turn 2 wet. You're up behind the rear wing of another car. You can't quite see. Off you go. Oh, that's huge.
And that's why.
Oh, it's hit the tyre barrier. That's massive.
Ben Sheets. That's Ben Sheets.
That's big.
Brand new team, Black Wolf Motorsport, have come into Fanatec GT World Challenge.
Look at the tyre wall.
He's had an enormous impact. So on the right-hand side of that shot, the tyres have been dislodged. It was about to be crowned the Mayor of Invercargill for that drive.
Look at the tyres nearly making it over the fence into the punters' roadies.
All right,
Okay, hold your breath here. Let's have a look. Watch this. So, sketchy conditions.
Oh, no. So unfortunate. Yeah, that's enormous. That's a really, really big hit in one of those cars. Unfortunately, the Mercedes-Benz, any hit in the front can adjust the rails in the car, and that could be...
And we're away for race 2 in Fanatec GT World Challenge. Mostert in the Ferrari. There was an Audi, and off goes the Ram Motorsport AMG. That's Garth Walden sliding. sliding all the way down towards turn one. The run down there towards turn one.
Oh. That is serious. Oh, look at the air. Now, that's exactly what Josh was just talking about. As the ground drops away there, watch the air that Walden gets. It doesn't look as bad on that angle still.
That's plenty.
Yeah.
That's about 6 inches more air than you need.
Merck, I think, was able to get clear of all of that as it unfolded. And now the Ferrari's gone. That is Liam Talbot. Car one's gone around.
Or did the limiter disengage? Now this is the moment. So he's gone through turn one. It's been sitting still for 105 seconds. He tips the car into the southern loop. It almost goes. He catches the rear and it slides.
And it just looks like a cold tyres moment, unfortunately. So that's, oh man, you got to feel for him, because you could see him getting in the mindset just before that pit stop, and he looked comfortable, he looked relaxed, and tell you what, that's motor racing at its worst. Yeah, I feel for these guys, but that can happen.
Miles's commitment down there has been absolute. He just leaves half a car width there at the southern loop, as if to. Oh, he's gone! Schumacher's gone! He went up the inside at the southern loop. He had the spin. He's kept it going, and he should drive out of this. But that'll be the motor race.
And unfortunately, it's just come unstuck. So you can see he's tried to incentivise himself to get a really good run. He got the nose in there, but just got crossed up. Probably tried to avoid contact, to be fair. So unfortunately, he's probably, rather than making contact with Tim Miles, he's actually sacrificed himself. You can see Will Brown, he knows what's happened there.
Challenge Australia champion Liam Talbot, and around goes one of the new entries to the field this weekend. Nick McBride will be driving that car. It's a car that was on the podium at the Bathurst 12 Hour at the start of the season. That Audi has spun. Let's go back and unpick this down the inside. So ironically, it's Mark Rosser. We were talking to his co-driver at the start of the race. Mark went down the inside. That's the braking zone into turn 11, penultimate corner.
This style of competition, but we're using a little bull ring this weekend, and that's brought some strengths to the fore. Down the inside, Renee Gracie, Paul Stokell, car, and it's involved in some contact with the Adrian Dietz, Tony D'Alberto, Lamborghini. Hopefully Tony D can keep that car going.
That will be very, very sweet. Here goes Elliott. Oh. Great run through turn 5. Out braking at turn 6, but he goes too wide. Miles is going to have an opportunity here and retakes the spot up the inside. Oh. Elliott out in the marbles and sideways and wide.
That might be enough. 3 minutes to go. Tim might be safe. Tim might be safe. I reckon it got out in the dirty stuff.
They needed 2 cars off, including the AM class leader. So Garth Walden's involved in that. What margin did he have over Theo Kondouris? They were 11th and 12th on the road. Kondouris is in front. Great start. Mark Rosser in the middle of the pack in that pink and blue and white Audi. He squeezes down the inside. The Aston Martin squeezing back. Everyone checking up and backwards. Is the Superbarn car. Off the road is one of the Mercedes-AMGs. The Harold's car off as well. Stranded is the 47 of Theo Kondouris. He gets it fired up.
It really did, yeah. We sort of just caught the aftermath of it. Looks like there might have been contact between the Grove Mercedes. You can just sort of see in the back of the shot there between Grove and...
We are now going to be under the control of the safety car because of Ash Samadhi's R8. This is what happened. We heard the tortured screech of Pirelli's. So Rosser was off the road and wide, had his own moment, and it was almost as if in sympathy that Ash Samadhi had his moment, Thomas. And there's a massive spread behind. Gracie looking to get past Batsios. It's really busy. Look at the big move from Peroni up the inside. And Gracie's turned around. And there's a big impact from the Grove car. Brenton Grove had nowhere to go there. And big contact. Off the road is Will Brown. Off the road is the Ferrari of Chas Boston as well. And there's big damage from those 2 cars. And we're definitely going back to safety car.
Heavy, heavy damage at the back of that Renee Gracie Audi. Looks like Fraser might have got in together with Renee into turn 1. It was all going on there. There was about 4 cars aiming for the same bit of real estate, and that Audi looks pretty damaged, along with the back of that Grove.
Could have been worse. Let's watch the replay here down into turn 1. It got Willing with his big dive bomb. And Renee on the outside got tagged early. The car straightens up here. So she actually, whilst it's big contact, it has caused a safety car. I'd say that she is very lucky that car stayed on a straight angle and didn't go directly side on to the traffic.
And taking evasive action were the Audi and the Ferrari back. So Will Brown and Chas Mostert just went, nah, we're out of here. We're better off in the grass, way out wide. So there's Brenton Grove, who has a very, very short stint in what's been a very, very fraught day for the Grove Racing team. And after such a strong start, the Audi of Paul Stokel and Renee Gracie is out of this one as well. Oh, that's big damage.
Massive damage to the back end of that car.
Will Brown back into pit lane.
And that's been a rough, rough day. So this, looking from backwards, so that's a contact between, oh man, that's a big crash, isn't it?
Because he had nowhere to go,
No.
Absolutely nowhere to go. So the 888 Mercedes of Fraser has had contact with Renee. And
He drives through at the back of the 12 out.
Can I just say,
got a
though,
replay here, by the way. And
Valentino.
had a bit of a moment. That would explain why that first sector was a couple of seconds off. But it doesn't actually look like he lost any positions. Pretty tight between Brendan Leach and Fraser. So as we can see, replay. Oh, he's had a bit of a tank slapper there. He's actually hung onto it, and that could have been a lot worse.
So the traction control got into it there a little bit and dragged the car back, but
Quite achiever. Elliot Shute is actually looking pretty... Oh, we've had it. This is the moment from Mark Rosso, I believe. That was what we sort of called the aftermath of.
yeah, that's a huge off.
Yeah.
Full pirouette, but able to drive out of the gravel, which is a rarity down there.
Paul Stokel and Rosser, is it? They caught together. I reckon Stokel was trying to get that pass done. So we'll see what happened there. The 81 of Rosser. We went round before. We saw the replay and round again at turn 3.
And the leader just goes through Brad Schumacher. So this down at turn 3 this time, and Stokel diving down the inside. It was for position. All right, race car driver, off the fence.
Now, this is what we said. You're a commentator now, mate.
Race 2 in 22 was Yasushi Hindengarth, Tandrin and Audi. They won both races last year, and they're well on to winning both this year. Gee, you can drive through it, Cole. How's the dust on the outside of turn 2? 15 seconds for that one. We'll still finish 7th outright. Oh, that was huge. We
catch,
didn't
that one.
see that. No, that was the Woodman car.
In the field, Ojeda deep in the field, 6th. Grove deep in the field, 7th. Alex Peroni.
Off the road. That's Brendan Leach. So he was one of those few cars that got through in time, and he's
So
right.
as you turn back on yourself here at Southern Loop turn 2, the wind grabs hold of you and you effectively pushes the nose of the car offline. The car understeers, and that happened very early for Brad Schumacher. So he was trying to pick the throttle up and drive through it and build the road speed and build the aero.
He's going to lose a couple of spots. Paul Lucchini's going to get down the inside. There is correction. It's Peter Hackett, sorry. Lucchini's further down the field, but gets whacked by Stokel. And Hackett spins in front of the field. Everyone dives out of the way. Elliot Shute takes evasive action. Well, I mentioned the storylines all playing out. This is going to be a big one. Watch the blue and white OnlyFans Audi and the 888 car of Peter Hackett. There's the contact. Well, I don't know if you're going to have to spend a huge amount of time deliberating over that one in race control.
I don't think so. Tim Miles in 5th, Garth Walden and Sergio Perez. And here we go. Oh, there's Legiti has just absolutely tried to send it up the inside of the Aston Martin. And around goes Ross Palakis. And got his head down and has already opened 1.1 seconds. Oh, Schumacher absolutely sends it way too deep at turn 4. Rosa did a nice job to actually open the wheel and let Schumacher carry on because he was headed all the way to Antarctica. That's exactly the width of a Ferrari allowed. It actually looked like Tim Miles was half changing his mind there. And then Miles then comes and stops to the 40k line, which is right there. And just the smallest of contacts. It's like it killed the Ferrari for a minute.
8 seconds behind, so there's not a battle going on at the moment. It's a battle to get that stop, though. The Black Wolf Mercedes, Ben Schutz, who is 4th in class, is now 3rd in class.
Schutz was probably, didn't need to be in the grass there. The car's not going to stop as efficiently, and inevitable contact. Schutz goes on.
But ultimately, Evans has to slot back into 3rd place. Ojeda has slotted into 2nd. Brendan Leach's upper spot. He's got in front of Will Brown and the Audis, and around goes a car mid-corner at the Southern Loop. Didn't catch it. It looked like a black AMG. It was.
Fraser.
2nd time in 2 races. 888's been pointing at the wrong direction at turn 2.
Rear diffuser
And there's Pironi seriously wide. Luckily, just edge of the gravel trap gathers it all up. Alex Gardner isn't able to get it. Oh, no, you give the kid a wrap. Richard Crail.
Well, let's just wait until we see a replay, Garth.
But ultimately, the end result is there's an Aston Martin in the gravel trap. This is why, here we go, we get an understanding of why we are under safety car. So Jade is actually wide. And so he's wide coming back off. And now Gardner, I think, has tried to go around the outside and there's been contact. So secondary contact for the number 66 Mercedes. Gardner finds himself in the gravel trap. Ojeda finds himself in pit lane. And the entire field finds itself under safety car.
It's a fairly big moment in the race.
So we pick up here with the Aston Martin coming down and Ojeda just gathering it back up. Gardner trying to get around the outside. To be honest, Ojeda didn't have a whole lot of real estate left on the inside for him. Shane Woodman, that was our class leader in AM. That's down at MG.
So for those that haven't done their MPS, this is going to be massively beneficial. Oh, have a look at this.
The win.
So that's the win. Our officials at the end of
Don't worry about understeer at turn 1, Sam Brabham. They've lost all the grid sheets.
Someone needs a clipboard for those. That might be a little bit safer.
Start of the year because one car got into anti-stall and it held the other one up. Probably cost them a race win. This is why we're under the control of the BMW safety car. Darren Curry down the inside of Ben Schutz and nerfed him into a spin at MG.
Side will be the argument that each party will have. Is it side or rear? So I would imagine that the 16 crew will say, no, you got me in the rear. And the
drive-through penalty, car number 7. That's the Audi for a pit stop infringement. This is Peter Hackett.
Oh, and right there, when it turned sideways and almost bottomed out on the curb as he rejoined, I thought he was going to be a door ornament.
Sure as anything, Tim Miles is not looking at the flag stand at the start-finish straight because his rear-view mirror is filled with an angry...
Schumacher's
gone! Wow, turn 1. Stokel off the road. Hackett avoids it. Everyone takes evasive action. Garth Walden squeezes through. That is a massive moment from a championship point of view and a race point of view as well.
Wow, were they lucky to get away with that without further contact, spinning between turn 1 and turn 2, not making contact. So what happens here? Schumacher just gets out wide, tries to pull the car tight, and around it goes. Stokel wants nothing to do with that. Hackett around the outside, didn't know which way to go, and then right here, Garth Walden just gets through. Alex Gardner's had an exciting race already.
Liam Talbot already on that colder tyre. Not a break to push. Someone's gone around at 4. Luckily, everyone avoids it.
Mark Rosser just looks like he was trying to go down the inside there. I don't know whether he's just maybe clipped. He can get a lot of aero understeer. Oh, Rosser has made contact potentially with this exit at turn 1.
Yeah, it's right off the track down there at turn 1. So
was running in 5th place, as Tom Randall pointed out before. Now, how much damage is there to the front? Will we see a safety car here? And well done to both of you. That's the old drag strip there to the left of your screen at the bottom.
In terms of the damage point of view, so whether it's just kissed the tyre button, here we go, we've got a replay, and he's dropped it into turn 1. So high speed into turn 1 in these cars, and there'd be very minimal damage on that car. It's just going to be a case of towing it out and getting that radio drop out, and it's tough because if you don't have a radio, you don't have to talk. Brendan goes for a massive dive, and there's contact between the two. Brendan has actually ran wide there on passing Chaz Mostert, so it looked like a bit of bodywork also got off that car as well.
Well, let's have a look here. You call it.
Yeah, he's obviously gone for a late move down the inside on Chaz. There's a little bit of contact there, and it looks like just a little bit of the front guard or the front.
great recovery. Oh, the Honduras boys around at the top of the final turn. So the 47 Superbarn entry. Now, is he going to be able to get out of there? That car's parked awkwardly on the exit. They were 10th outright to that point. Really, we don't see too many cars actually end up that far off the final turn.
Get this out of the gravel trap, and it looks like there's contact, actually.
Oh!
With
Is that with the Grove Racing entry? I think it was.
No, I think that was the leader. I think that was the Dale ITM Audi.
Really? Here it is slow. Tom, let's have a look, see if we can identify this.
It is.
Yeah, it's the Mercedes of, you're correct.
Good eyes.
Like, the Brendan Grove Mercedes. It's hard to see if, well, whether or not there was contact or if he's spun right in front of him. I mean, yeah, it's tricky.
What got me was seeing the Ferrari going through this.
There's Hackett, who continued around as well. 6 seconds on track. Oh, no.
Stephen Coe off at high speed at the chase, but he'll be okay. Will Brown, on his outlap, has set the fastest middle sector of the entire car race.
Better, if there's such a choice of words, than others that we've seen like this before. That is frightening. Big speed there. Let's go. I think I can recall that happening to kind of Tim Miles in the Mustang in the 6 hour, wasn't it, at that part of the track? But I mean, this is faster in the Ferrari for Coe there. That might have damaged the underside of the car there, the way it's launched across the curbing.
Replay, turn 2, opening lap of the race. Ash Samadi and Mark Sini, Audi Sport Customer Racing Australia teammates, with contact there at turn 2. Safety car is on the racetrack, and that's why it's Ash Samadi, who's had a big accident at the top of Mount Panorama on the run into McPhillamy Park, and it's torn the left rear corner out of the number 22 Audi R8. And Ash, who was...
all teams, all cars to go drivers left from turn 7.
And that's good, clear advice from race director James Taylor. Ash was third in the AM Class Championship, but was under pressure from Ben Schutz and Shane Woodman.
Keep in mind, 225k an hour, 5th gear roughly at this point, and that's let go.
So he's lost the rear and gone around, but that real challenge there is being sideways across the track where you're at a blind corner on exit. So great call by Motorsport Australia Race Control, James Taylor.
All permanent. Drama's here in the middle of turn number 1.
Is that the Rosser car? Whose is that?
That's the Marcel Zalua car by the Valmont team with the Batman-style flames out the back.
Pointing the wrong direction off the exit.
On a qualifying lap is, well, no brake.
Apologies.
Almost flat, so...
Apologies. I glanced and thought it was the Merc, but it's in fact the Audi. So, wow. Well, hopefully we can get this thing turned around. Yellow flags being waved here at turn 1. They're fast through 1. Hopefully it's all okay here. Good presence of mind. I think that's Elliot Shute coming through there a moment ago.
He's going to give the Super Cheap Auto sign a nudge. He doesn't want to grab reverse and back out into oncoming traffic, even with the slightly smaller field that we have here this weekend.
And this could be potentially another safety car, guys.
It could be in a critical moment of the race as well, with just under an hour and a half remaining. So the 3-time AM Class winners this year, Zalua and Sergio Perez, searching, trying to find it.
It's going to be a safety car here, I reckon.
He's not going to get out of that.
He looks bogged there potentially. And that's, we can't be leaving the car there. So that'll, I'd say he's pretty stuck.
Safety car.